Dun, dun. Get settled in here with my StreamYard side, or with my YouTube side. Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Silverhairstacker Show. I am Todd, the Silverhairstacker.
Todd, you should be sounding like you should be saying, Mr. Sulu, open hailing frequencies. Star Trek, Captain Kirk.
Today, joining me on the Silverhairstacker Show is Tom, the Queen City Picker, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia, that's right. Cincinnati, Ohio, I think.
Named for Queen, Georgia. Yeah. Queen Charlotte. Bring in the cha-chings. There you go, Robin.
Robin.
It's time. You don't get cha-chings anymore much, Robin. You jumped ship and went to that whatnot thing. Jump ship. How do y'all feel about that? Is abandoning eBay just to do a majority on whatnot seen by members of the community as abandonment of your roots? You left all those other resellers behind and you went on to greener pastures.
I don't know.
Nah.
I think it's...
I'm not jumping ship. I'm adding G to my fleet. Yeah. I don't know. I remember several months ago when Dave, do you know Dave? He's got a big channel.
He's on the one on Scott's channel?
No.
Oh, that's a different Dave.
Dave on Profit, not Profit, Trash to Cash podcast.
Right.
He did a few videos where he jumped ship, left eBay to sell exclusively on. And Paul the Philly Flipper, they're just exclusively whatnot or district now. But when he did that, so many people were saying, "Oh, you'll be back. Oh, you abandoned the eBay." I'm like, who cares? He's making money. I don't care.
Yeah. I think if it was just the auctions.
Morning, Ping. Morning, Robin.
I think that would be one thing, but the fact that you do have the buy it now part of whatnot.
Morning, Spam.
I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be better than just having the auctions. But every time a new platform comes on, it's going to be the death of Amazon. It's going to be the death of eBay. When Prairie Dirt came online, that was going to be the death of eBay. Amazon was going to be the death of eBay.
I never thought Prairie Grit was going to be the death of eBay.
Well, I was making a joke because I said Prairie Dirt, not Prairie Grit.
But yeah.
And, there's a lot of people that sell over on Bonanza and Poshmark and all those other ones. They've got.
Morning, Sue. Yeah. I had thought about selling on Mercari for a while, but then they stuck their foot in it. They just They ruined their business when they started messing with it. Walmart's going to save us all.
It's going to just do like the rest of them. Good morning, Pink. I saw your videos at Disneyland. Is that your family that you're with?
Tell us about the Lutheran conquest. I didn't buy hardly. I bought 4 pair of sunglasses, and that was it. I got the best pair was this Oakley Flak 2.0s.
I like those.
Those were they got very slight scratches on the lenses. And the lenses can be replaced, but those are at least $40. Yeah, Daphne's got her toy this morning, which is good. Which is better than her chewing on her shoes.
It's on Facebook, Ping, and it wasn't a video. It was just some still photographs of.
You never sold sunglasses? Well, you're missing out if you just walk past Oakley's. Every Oakley I've ever had just sells. And I got another pair of shooter glasses, ballistic glasses. I got a pair of, what are these? Foster Grant solar shades with the rose pattern.
Scott could rock, Beardy Picker could rock those now.
And I got a pair of McKay. Never heard of the brand McKay, but they look good. The tortoise shell. When did tortoise shell become? It's been a popular style in glasses for a long time. Kind of that mottled brown look. Yeah, what was that one little lady that all she had was a mobile travel trailer to sell from an RV? And pretty much all she sold was eyeglass frames because they just don't take up very much room. So anyway, I got 4 pair of glasses for $2 a piece. Those Oakleys will sell for at least very minimum $35.
Somebody walked right past them and left a $20 bill sitting on the table.
$40 bill. But yeah, that's all right though, because I got tons of stuff to list.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you was about to get everything listed.
Well, I'm working at it. Listed some beakers yesterday. I listed an interesting thing. I'm not sure exactly what it's for. Maybe y'all can help me. Let me get it up here. It's like a science experiment thing. Electric. It's got a cord going to it. It's got a cast iron base. The company is STANSI. Stancy. And it's got 2 wooden. They look like spools. They're wire wrapped. And then there's like this upside down jar on top of terminal things.
Have you plugged it in?
I did plug it in.
Did it do anything?
Not that I could tell. You know, I thought maybe it shows the magnetic fields.
Yeah.
And so I took a piece of steel and I hung it down between the two things, thinking maybe it'll make it spin or move back and forth or something. But then I accidentally touched the two things together with this chunk of steel, and it went zap, and it burned see that burn mark?
Well, at first I thought maybe it was one of those things that, you know.
I'm surprised I didn't blow my breaker or trip my breaker in the. But it's like in an upside down jar. What is that?
Good morning, James. Good morning, James. But
I mean,
good morning, Flip It, Julie.
I listed it, but I didn't know what kind of price to put on it or anything.
Mr. Sadie.
That looks like with the cast iron base, it looks like it's been around for like, oh gosh, at least since the 50s.
Good morning,
60s,
Jake.
something like that.
Well, I thought maybe, you know, an arc appeared between the two prongs and the glass was to keep some dumbass teenager from saying, I dare you to touch it.
That would have hurt. I'm glad I had this piece of steel on a string, because that would have made me jump like a. Has anybody ever seen anything like this? Nobody's jumping in here. Morning, Julie. No model number? No, the only inscription on it, it's just got the voltage. 110, 120, and it says volt, and then it says AC, alternating current. And then the bottom is just the two wooden spools are joined. The wire between them is joined together there. So you got positive coming in here. And negative goes up into the spools. And then negative comes out here. So this side is the negative and the right side is the positive, and that's it. It's just a 2-wire.
Lag says it's an induction demonstration coil.
What?
Look in the chat. Lag says it's an induction demonstration coil. Now, is this something that you know, Lag, or is this something that you Googled? Use that Google Lens thing. Pancakes.
All right. So since I always believe what Lag tells me, whoa, what just happened?
That many Queen City pickers is just too good for anybody.
Wait a minute. What the heck is going on here? I'm all jacked up this morning. Dang it.
Yeah, Julie, that is a good idea.
Where did my thing go?
Okay. Induction
Somebody else look it up. I'm jacked up right this second.
Induction.
Okay, I got it now.
Demonstration. What was that thing? What was that name on it? STI or something?
STANSI.
Okay, STASNA. IA.
STANSI. Electromagnetic induction. Oh, well, this took me to
Bunch of videos.
Well, I'm seeing a thing that kind of looks like a cylinder. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. Am I wasting everybody's time?
Inquiring minds want to know.
So it as a Halloween haunted house Frankenstein's lab prop. Here, kid, touch the 2 prongs and you get extra special candy bar.
That's right. While you're recovering in the emergency room. I don't see anything like it.
Lag has us on a leash. I know, he always does. The lag hole. Anyway, okay. That's fine. I mean, I just listed it. I said, I'm not sure what this does, but here it is. Buy it if you want to buy it. I might as well sell it. I own it.
Anybody know a science teacher, preferably an old one like Todd, because that looks like that's old.
It is old.
Todd, create a YouTube short saying, "What the hell is this?"
I mean,
we'll share it out with everybody that we know.
I Google lensed it. I did everything, you know. When so many people ask, "What is this?" and a lot of folks will say, "Well, just Google it and you'll know." Well, I Googled it and I don't know.
So Lens is not coming up with anything?
No. It comes up with all kinds of guesses, but it's not the right thing. Here, I'll do it again right now. The company, and yeah, they sold science educational items back in the day. I mean, it's definitely.
How much you got it listed for, Todd, if I may ask?
I don't know. I think I put. Let me look. You ask me things I can't remember. Let's see, listings. I listed it for. I listed it for $39.99 plus shipping. Company name STANSI. Stancy.
Is it Stancy?
Or Stancy. Maybe German, I don't know. Do.
Sager.
And AI says the device in the image is a Tesla coil, which is an electrical resonant transformer circuit designed by Nicholas Tesla around 1891. Tesla coils produce high voltage, low current, high frequency, alternating current electricity. They use resonant inductive coupling to transfer energy from a primary coil to a secondary coil, creating spectacular electrical discharges. Well, I've seen a Tesla coil before.
Well, that's not a Tesla coil.
But don't they have like a...
Or it doesn't look like a traditional. That might be a... And that Stancy might be a model number or a model name, not a company name. Because
You may have to put something on top of those prongs that like comes up and maybe...
Okay, hold on a minute. Because Sue knows everything. First of all, what's a grok? But she says Stancy Scientific Company. That part sounds right.
So Lag's got us a link here. Do we dare click on the link? Well, that's... So I guess I could put Tesla coil and question marks around it.
Does it look like it?
No.
You need to put on that thing in big letters. Buy at your own risk. Seller is not responsible for nothing.
Put a disclaimer on there.
Big one.
If you shock the shit out of yourself plugging this in, it's not my fault.
That's right.
So Stancy was acquired by Fisher Education Company in 1967. So this is pre-67. Which makes sense. They don't build stuff like this anymore. It's just a homemade bong. Okay. I did get a couple of old science experiment things out of there.
Wait, this came from the school, or does this come from the auction? I mean, from the Lutherans.
This came from the school. I told you all I got from the Lutherans was sunglasses, but you weren't listening again.
Todd, why don't you send a photo to this Electrical History Museum?
Because I got better things to do with my time.
Okay, well, send me a picture of it, and I'll send it to them and saying, my dumbass old friend bought this or at an auction, and he was too scared to send you email saying, "Do you know what the hell this is?" So I'm asking, "Do you know what this is?"
Do I even have your phone number?
You should.
Contacts. THOM. Oh, there it is. Thomas Hucks.
That's me.
All right, I'll take a picture right here.
Thomas Aloysius Hucks, also called Ta.
Aloysius.
No, that's not my middle name. Boy, there's some scare. If when you get a chance, go to this electrical history museum and look through some of this stuff that they got pictures of. It is, some of it's kind of scary. Some of it's pretty too. What's the cabinetry in it?
So I guess it was. This is made in Chicago because Stancy says it's Chicago on the little plaque. So there you go. Interesting things happening. But I got a little electric powered steam engine.
Wait a minute. An electric powered steam engine?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a hand crank electric generator. Kind of interesting stuff. No,
Yeah,
I'm not doing that again, John.
Now, one of the things they had over in that electrical historical site was there would have been oil pool. Well, in the one that they have over there, was oil in this thing, in that little glass jar. Only on theirs was not a glass jar, but it was another glass thing.
So Sue is calling it a Stancy electromagnetic demonstration machine.
Sounds good to me.
But I'm not seeing that anywhere on.
Okay, when you plug it in and you got the glass jar on top, does it do anything, or did you put the jar on top while it was plugged in?
I had it plugged in on and off.
Okay.
And it didn't do anything except when you touch those two, you get the same exact effect if you plug in an extension cord. They got two bare wires and you touch them together. Exact same result. And I know everybody in here has done that at one time or another. Anyway.
Is there any switches on it?
Nope. Nope. So yeah. What else is going on in the world besides, what was that movie, Weird Science?
Yeah. Todd's going to be making him a hot chick in this damn office. Oh, Lord. Good morning, American Honey.
Kelly LeBrock. Was that gal's name? Man, that was when she was in that movie. She was the hottest thing on the market. I think she's a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
Check out this link. Okay, do I want to do that? Let's see. Yeah, I think I saw that when I was looking around. Somebody's got 220,000 pounds.
Of what?
They're asking for that.
Oh.
For that machine he showed.
220,000 pounds.
Yes, I did not stutter.
That's about 300,000 US. Man, you could buy, if you sell it for that, you could meet your goals this year, Todd.
Yeah, you see it there?
Wait a minute.
But that's not exactly what I have. I don't have those things. What is?
Yeah.
I got a rod and like a pendulum looking thing going between two.
Well, they call it a Waltenhofen pendulum. So the magnetic charge must alternate, so it would cause the pendulum to swing back and forth.
Well, who would pay 220,000 pounds to have that?
Maybe it's an antique.
Well, even if it is an antique, still, who would pay 220,000 pounds to have that?
I don't know. Would you message him and say, dude, what do you want? Actually, you might have to do it in German. I know that's in UK. Why is this Waltenhofen so expensive? Let's go up here. Waltenhofen.
Yeah, you could put a toothbrush holder on each one of those prongs.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Jabus.
So anyway, are you entertained this morning, folks? Thanks for coming on and watching our nonsense.
Well, Wattenhofer was a computer scientist. So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. Todd's always teaching us something.
I guess. Look for, when you're at the garage sales or the rummage sales, look for the O designating Oakley glasses. Don't walk past stuff at garage sales that can make good profit.
And for God's sakes, don't walk by a G-Shock that's only $1.
I'm telling you. That still hasn't sold. I guess I got to lower the price some.
I don't even know what that is.
Better Lister AI. I haven't either. Is he developing an AI called Better Lister?
You know, the AI listings look good, but they're awful wordy.
90% of Oakleys are fake.
Yeah.
Well, these don't look fake. I've seen regular Oakleys. They look exactly like the comps. Oakley are expensive, yeah. If they're fake, they're exact fakes. So I don't think they're fake.
You do that lag. They're just really wordy. Which maybe that's what people are looking for these days. I just like bullet points. Oakley glasses. Model number 054123. You know, get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's me.
So anyway,
But Lag's still trying to figure out the difference between boys and girls, so just don't listen to anything he says.
he doesn't know the difference.
Well, when you're in the closet, oh, excuse me, when you're in a basement all the time. This whole AI thing is getting out of control and causing a lot of problems.
No, it's not. It's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, I think Spam Banshee said it best when she said, I am looking forward to AI being able to build a listing and put it on eBay just by taking a picture of the item. Man, my listing would speed up so fast.
Yeah, because then all you'd have to do is like have you a camera set up where you just stick your, if you're doing small stuff, you could just set it down on a platform, take a picture, flip it over, take a picture, and then go on to the next item. And the AI would write the description, insert the photos, tell you what box it's in that you stored it in.
Yeah, see, Tina's like, yeah, baby, I can't wait for AI program to come out where I can just put my Oakleys down, take a picture, and the listing is done. All I got to do is hit go. That's going to be great. I mean, it probably took me, what, a minute, 2 minutes to picture and list my Oakleys.
Right.
And AI can do it from one picture. And the listing is, or do you still, with AI, do you still have to take your up to 24 pictures that eBay
I would think you would
allows?
still need to take the pictures because if you only use one picture and there's a scratch on that daggum arm, somebody's going to be returning them. Not as described.
But if all you listed was brand new stuff,
yeah,
might be easier. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know we're what we used to think of as science fiction is happening now. You know, if you look at older science fiction movies where it's not governments running the space program, you know, all the mining and inhabiting planets and moons and whatnot. It was private industry Well, that's happening now with like Elon Musk. Terminator, the AI took over. We're looking at AI right now. So what used to be science fiction is now becoming science fact. Just saying.
And Josh is already saying that AI is 90% more accurate than a human. And Josh is perfect. He's never wrong.
Is that Canadian Josh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, gold is up again. It's over 3,400.
I think, people will now open up returns on stuff. That AI is going to be able to have to be perfect.
Well, AI is still driven by somebody in the world has to enter the data. A person has to enter data that AI uses. It's just like a computer, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So if anyone in the world enters some data on something and it's incorrect and AI uses it, it's not AI's fault. Whoever entered the data's fault. But I imagine a little bit of that is going to have to be gone through. Yeah, I like using the AI listing tool on eBay. The AI generated description.
See, Chastity said right there is she proofreads and makes adjustments where needed. There's
Yeah,
a lot of people using AI for everything in all kinds of fields, and they're not proofreading it. Because I was reading an article where a company used an AI to write a contract, and it left out a specific clause, and nobody read it, and it cost them $10 million. People have got to learn that you still have to proofread stuff. I mean,
how does AI create data? Isn't all AI is just like a supercomputer that's drawing from information from everywhere?
I don't know.
That at some point, somewhere or another, it was entered by a human into a data bank.
Yeah, and if anybody wants any to sell sticks or grow sticks like Jake does, there's a link in yesterday's show that he put in the comments to his sticks. That sounded kind of creepy, but
Yeah, I do read the AI description before I publish it because it will put in some stuff that isn't true.
Grok. What?
AI talks differently than I do too. It puts in all kinds of flowery language that I would never use. It's a tool. Yeah. That's the only AI I use. I don't, other than, is Google Image AI? I use that too. Anyway, I'm not the one to talk about AI because I know so little about it, but it's all the hubbub around the reseller community, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We used to talk about things like, did you hear the regional boxes are getting canceled?
Yeah. Can you run Grok on Windows? Yes, I know it's Windows. Really, Beth? Cool.
POD business too. But I don't know. So, how's everybody's sales? I sold 5 items yesterday for $200. Yay. It's a little nah. Bum, 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 bum. The Beard says list to a dollar amount, so I did put up some dollars yesterday on my listings.
Um,
How many did you sell yesterday, Tom?
1.
All right, better than 0.
A pack of bicycle brake shoes. Jake, I've been wanting to do a night show, maybe like on a Wednesday night, and get Chastity in there to talk about her print on demand business. Not that I would copy it because I'm not creative enough.
So, John, the person spoke into like a microphone in English, and it came out of the speaker as Norwegian. But it was in his voice. That's interesting.
See,
so everybody on their cell phone now is going to have a button they push that translates AI to whatever. You're just standing there talking to somebody in Italy, and they hear it in Italian, and you hear it in English. I could see that happening soon.
See, okay, let's go with that concept. Go back to the one that you just clicked on, the one you had showed up about the voice on the telephone. There are people in other countries that make a living off of voiceover work in movies. Taking that concept of what you just said, that post about it sounds like the person only in a different language. It could put a lot of people out of work because if it's using the voice, the actors, like the American actor's voice, his tone, his cadence, and everything, and some computer geek in an office runs the conversion program on it, it would sound just like the American actor, only speaking in a different accent or a different language. Because that's the biggest thing about, especially with Roberta. when she watches Japanese, or you know, anime, any of that kind of stuff, and it's been converted to voiceovers, American voiceovers, the voice tone does not even sound like it's age appropriate. So that would be a major hell. A production company could spend $100,000, $1 million on this program, and make it back in no time because they're not having to pay all these voice actors to do the job. Did that make any sense at all?
Sure. Triple dog dare you. Oh no.
Did you ask James to stick his tongue to that daggum frozen pole or something?
Jake showing link to his bigger sticks.
Oh.
He's daring Lag to go look at it.
You're right, Chastity. I can't watch dub movies. Many reasons why I rarely watch Netflix anymore. All their content seems to be either dubbed. But when a guy is at different ages in his life, his voice changes. Not just the initial voice change when he becomes, a teenager, but the older he gets, the voice changes. And some of these dubs they have, it's supposed to be a 16-year-old guy, and he sounds like a 90-year-old grandpa, or the other way around. So that's good. If they can really get that to work right, that program, that's going to be a money maker. Invest in it, Lag. Find out who's doing it and invest in it. Yeah. Coast clap. Hell, there's parts of Britain that of the UK that other UK residents can't understand.
Bum, 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 bum. So I have to report a good company that backs their product.
Okay.
So I bought 25 pack of 20 by 8 by 8 boxes.
Right.
And they arrived and they were damaged. And I took pictures of it here and sent the company a message on eBay messaging saying, can you please send replacement boxes for the ones that were damaged? And they said, hold my beer. We're going to send you a replacement order. So out for delivery today is a replacement order of 25 more boxes. So I thought that was pretty nice.
That's great customer service.
Now I didn't ask them to send me a whole big whole another order. I just asked for only probably 10 of them had any damage, but this mailer value plus. I thought that was good.
For your microscopes?
Yeah, these are going to be good for the microscopes and the triple arm scales. But yeah, they did a bad job of shipping because they were just exposed boxes with the
Label stuck to them.
with a strapping, not tape. What do you call those straps? Straps, shipping straps holding them together.
Right. Well, that's good.
I mean, well, that's
And,
better.
and honestly,
That's
Todd,
better than expected.
yeah, honestly, Todd, it's probably going to cost them just about as much. Just go ahead and just take one of those packs of boxes and ship it out. Stick it in a box and ship it on out. Than it will be to pull 10 out of a pack, repack them, and send them out. But that's good that they're really going above and beyond on the making it right. And now they've got how many people's in here?
So for my order, I'm going to have like 40 good boxes.
Well, good.
And I will use the beat up ones to like use as storage and stuff, but and they were dirty. Man, our UPS and FedEx must go up and down some nasty roads here because everything you get is covered with like road dust. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So if you ever need boxes from a reputable company, I thought that was. They may not have been the cheapest ones of that size, but well, they're the cheapest ones now.
Yeah. Jake.
Yeah, if I can remember that company, I will order from them again. But had they just put a couple layers of shrink wrap around it, they would have made it just fine. Yeah, American Honey is Tina.
Good morning, American. Tina. What you were just talking about. If I remember their name, people should be sticking that a business card in their shipments. Now, I'm not saying like eBayers who sell a little bit of everything, but somebody that their business is boxes, they they should be sending something out. Years ago, I had a client who was a real estate agent, and if you walked into my office, my mouse pad said the name of his realty company on it. Pens, coffee cups, all of that kind of stuff. And if you came in to look at a house, wanted him to show you a house, he made sure you walked out of there with a coffee cup to keep his name out there. Now, how did you find these box people? Did you just search eBay for it, or?
Yeah, I just needed some of that size box, and so I started looking around on eBay to find some that were reasonably priced and didn't have to wait for them to come from a slow boat from China and stuff. So, and I got them quick, so good to go. Here we go.
Yeah, Jake, you're right to a point. If you go someplace and everybody's handing you business cards, you throw them in the trash. But stuff like the boxes that should be stuck to the bottom of Todd's monitor.
I like Supply Hut boxes for the small boxes because their boxes they're not super strong, but they're strong enough. And they're lighter than like the eBay boxes. They don't
Right.
weigh as much. So a lot of times you can get funky. Anyway, you can get down below the next, if something weighed 1 pound, 1 ounce, if you use one of the Supply Hut boxes, you can probably get it down to 15 ounces. All right, Jake's here. Should I let him on?
Yeah, go ahead. He
All
wants to
right.
argue about something.
Welcome to the show, Jake. Yay.
He's always
Yay.
argumentative about everything.
Yeah, I agree. I like the lighter boxes because you can get away with under a pound for a lot more things.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the Oakley glasses. They'll fit in a 644 from Supply Hut, and it'll probably be less than 8 ounces, where with an eBay 644, it'd probably be 12 ounces.
At least. Yeah.
And cost you a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, Scott would take those Oakleys.
About the business cards is that if your business card is very distinct, people tend to keep it a lot more. So I do print just regular old business cards for one of my other businesses. But I also have an ID printer that I picked up real cheap on eBay one time.
Right.
And so I print my business card myself on an ID badge, which is a credit card sized plastic card.
Right.
And I see those at my client all the time. They never lose that card.
You know what I do? If somebody hands me a business card and it's something I know I'll use or I'll call back to them, I take a picture with my my phone. Yep. And then if somebody says, I'm looking for something, and I said, I have not done, either I've done business with them or I haven't done business with them, yep. I'll say, well, give this guy a call, and I'll send them the photograph of the card.
Yeah.
But important cards I always keep, because that damn phone will quit working and have to be reset, and I'll lose everything.
That's not a bad idea. What if all of us banded together, and on our thank you note that we send with each package we ship to our customers, we put a list of our trusted eBay sellers.
I'll be the opposite of the bad buyer list, yeah.
And we all put in each other's store information.
I think it would have to be a QR code, though, for it to actually be used and for people to actually get there.
Well, Lag's so smart, he could invent us a QR code that would work like that.
There you go.
Why don't you get to work on that, Lag? I'd appreciate it.
It could be a landing page.
Yeah. Jake, you need to make one of those black T-shirts, or, the dark color shirts with the QR code on the back of them, and across the top of it, put big sticks. You'll have a million hits in no time, because everybody's going to be going, oh, big sticks. The girls are going to be going, big sticks. Some guys too.
Yeah, like a preferred sellers list, right, Tina?
Mm-hmm.
But see, first of all, Lag would have to fess up to who he really is, He would have to give us some documentation, and he's not going to do that.
Lag. You can trust lag, yes, for sure.
But there's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of these QR shirts that send you to stupid stuff.
Oh, sure.
But there's a lot of, I mean, I've seen some like TikTokers and that kind of thing in this area that's got their, that's they got it on the back of their t-shirts. Now, I'm not saying that you'd stick it on the back of a $10,000, Louis Vuitton frock, but if you're young and cute, send them to your stove.
You can be a walking billboard for sure.
Yeah. Especially if you're a hottie toddy. Anyway, you already been out this morning, or you starting to head out?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm at a coffee shop.
What kind of coffee shop?
It's a little local coffee shop.
Oh, you're not at a Starbucks?
Nope. There you go.
That's cute, Chastity. Jake is getting good coffee. I don't know. I did like Caribou coffee better than I did Starbucks. And I don't even know if Caribou's still around.
I like good coffee. I like different kinds of coffee. I will say I do generally like local coffee shops better than I do Starbucks, but of course it can be a little bit hit or miss.
Right.
But
are you in a big city or a big town?
Not really. Not big. I mean, we're a foodie town. We're very much a foodie town though.
Right.
Starbucks burns their coffee not as much as most other places do. I will, if I'm traveling, I will stop at Starbucks if I don't, if I'm going through somewhere quick. I know it's always going to be good. Starbucks switches out the coffee every 30 to 45 minutes. That's when they dump it.
Javis likes going into the 7-Eleven and get him a fresh cup of just made Thursday,
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, Starbucks dumps their coffee every 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the time of day. Oh dear.
Is Mark Cuban gotten into the coffee business? I don't know whether I've ever had Cuban coffee or not, American honey. Oh Lord, I go into 7-Eleven at least once a day. Because Roberta likes ices, and they have the ices to her liking. Cola ices.
Yeah.
What you got on your agenda for the day?
Paperwork. That's why I came to the coffee shop, because I know if I sit at home in my living room doing stuff, I get distracted.
So you go have a coffee. Try to get it worked.
Big coffee.
You just a local coffee shop. It's not a brand or anything. I mean,
local. It's 3 blocks from my house.
Well, you can walk. You can walk there.
Yeah, that's why I come here. Medication. Yes, I've tried medication. It don't work well.
When we went to Australia, and I have heard about this every day or every time we go someplace since then. We were in Melbourne, and we they have this huge flea market in Melbourne, and so we were going. I said, well, let's walk. No, we took the trolley to it, and I said it's only like 3 blocks back to the. According to this map I had, it was 3 blocks away. So we start walking, and we walk, and we walk, and we walk. One of those blocks was like 4 city blocks. And so my best friend and his wife and my lovely bride, that you all know that I love more than life itself, I would take a bullet for. They have never let me forget that. But we did get to see some weird, strange things. Like they were having a not a riot, a protest. Thank you, honey. The college kids were protesting because they were going to have to start paying 10% of their college fees. And we stopped it because it's not like they were throwing rocks or anything out there. They were, it was an organized protest. I asked the guy, I said, what's going on? And he said, well, the kids are protesting because they're going to have to start paying 10% of their college fees. And we're like, just 10%? Our folks in America would be protesting, saying thank you for only 10%. Yeah, Sue. Look at Sue. Well, he's taking a coffee break.
A coffee break. That's right. I'm just getting started. See, I made the first step. I came here.
He'll be done in 30 minutes after he logs off. Then he'll sit there and talk to the chicks. But you got a busy weekend plan?
Busy weekend for me. Heading to Williamsburg on Sunday for a few days.
Well, that's nice. Have fun.
Historic Williamsburg.
Never been there. Never been there. My parents have been there several times.
One of my computer clients that I used to take care of their home office. They worked from home for a number of years.
Right.
Then they fully retired. Now they're moving to Williamsburg for their forever home. And so I'm taking all their technology stuff and setting up all their she calls it her home office, but it's more her workspace. But it'll be probably the last time that I do anything for them, just because they're so far away at that point. But I agreed, since she's been a client for like 12 years. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll move you. Mainly
Cool.
computer stuff.
Yeah, Texas. Australians like their coffee thick and black. Because when we were there, went across to a McDonald's and got coffee there, and they said, how would you like it? And we're like, it's like a tall white, which means it has lots of milk in it. And we're just like, just black. I like it black. And boy, that that was a bad move.
Did it stand up on its own?
In this?
Did the coffee stand up on its own?
Yeah, and it was, freshly made. I mean, they like their coffee strong. That's like, I guess, like people that like the little tiny Demitasse cups of coffee.
Yep.
That's got the caffeine of like 6 cups of coffee in.
Yeah, the Turkish.
All right, Todd, are you back?
No.
Okay. I just didn't want to leave with you gone.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, it's 10:15. I gotta go.
No.
She's working.
We were having such a good time, and now you got to leave. Dang it.
That's just it. So we learned about coffee. We learned about scientific devices that nobody knows about, and
you got a bolo here with your Oakley glasses.
Yeah, your Oakley.
Did you determine that it's a Tesla coil?
No.
You don't know what it is.
It doesn't look like other Tesla coils I've seen.
I think it's a resonance frequency generator is what I think it is, but I'm not sure about that.
Well,
All it is electricity going through two coils. That's
My guess is that there's probably something else that it plugs into that modifies the frequency.
right. Because it's just weird that it's got the two prongs up there and the glass jar sitting over the top of it. And some of the things I looked at, you filled it with different types of earls. And
that would probably create an explosion. That
it would create a mess when you had to flip that jar over on top of it.
Plug it in, and the jar explodes, hot, burning liquid with shards of glass into your skin. That would not be fun.
Benadryl makes me go to sleep, Jabus. I've got some no spray.
Perpetual motion machine. No.
Free energy. There we go. It's a free energy machine. That's what it is.
Well, the thing about the pendulum that you saw, you showed.
Yes.
It just needs more. There's some stuff missing if that's what it was.
Yeah, it must have other attachments that go with it or something.
Like says it's a micronuclear machine. Yeah. When we brought back Sergey, because we weren't sure how he was going to act, on a flight for 13 hours. The doctor said give him the motion sickness medicine.
Pentagram?
Yeah. Because it would help him go to sleep or, knock the edge off of it. Well, that's all he did was he slept. And then when he woke up, he was ready to go. I bounced him on my knees across the Atlantic. Anyhow, y'all have a great weekend.
All right.
Don't be out evicting people this weekend. Did you get your plumbing fixed, by the way, real quick? All your plumbing done? Good.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll hope so.
Toddrick, thank you very much. Thank you for everybody in the chat for coming in and supporting Todd. He needs it. He's down to his last $50. All right.
Susan just sent me sent the group a description of what it does. Wow, that's a long description.
What does it
Thanks,
do?
Stu.
Got a grok description.
Physics experiments, chemistry or fluid dynamics, educational apparatus. Wow.
Okay. It's a sciencey thingamabob.
There you go.
That's it. I think that covers everything. All right. Y'all have a great day. Great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Oh, it's Father's Day weekend, isn't it?
Yeah. Lag already wished me happy Father's Day. Thank you, Lag. I appreciate it.
Aw, how sweet.
He did Tom, too. We can't both be your father, Lag. Come on.
You can have two daddies in this world.
Can you?
That's what people say, right?
Yeah, I guess so. They say a lot of things, Jake, nowadays.
Yeah, that is. They do say a lot of things. Doesn't mean it's true.
I'm going to change over and be a woman for a while. Yeah, I'm going to change over and be a frog. I identify as a cat. Yeah.
And then 4-packs.
Happy adoptive Father's Day time. Yeah, I adopted Chastity. She was an easy adoption.
There you go.
Flag, I had to think 18 times about, and then flip coins. And I did list test tubes yesterday too. Bum, bum, bum. It felt weird, and then Jake said it. Yep.
I'm good about saying stuff that goes through my brain. It just goes in and out.
I've heard worse than you though, because there's like in Nashville. I know there's times when in your brain you were thinking, I should tell Todd to chew with his mouth shut or something. You know, just
Hey, I got to run. My tax accountant is calling. Gotta go.
okay. Well, it's just you and me now. Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody. My dad's been passed away for 17, 18 years. He passed away when he was 86 years old. 84 years old. Yeah, he had heart disease when about the time he hit 80 years old, and then just finally got him. Which one of you is the mom or the dad? I don't know. Yeah, sorry about that, Chastity. I had a rough week last week. This week I've been kind of taking it easy, but last week, geez. I had 2 different auctions to pick up stuff from, and then that one auction took 3 days to get it all hauled down here. And then lost your dad in it, yeah. Operating table of third heart surgery, yeah. It's tough when your heart goes bad. Wow, Sue, it's wonderful you get to have your grandparents that long. You lost your dad at 2014. No, well, it's the memories you keep. Yeah, this spring, Dad, March 16th, Dad would have been 100 years old. Would have been. So, yep, he's up in heaven giving people hell up there. Yeah. So what else is going on? Anything else going on this weekend? I guess this afternoon we're going to have John Flippin' Ain't Easy. He's going to do a show, and I'll watch that. And then we'll see if Beard does a show tonight. He usually does Friday night shows. So yeah, I guess I'll leave too. Need to start my job. Yep, time to go to work. I got to pack a few orders and then get to listing. I got stuff to list. And I need to start a purging campaign because my shelves for listed items are bulging. And if it ain't gonna sell, I just need to get rid of it. So there you go. All right. We'll check y'all later on. Bye.